shooting team from Prairie Central against the more physical team from Wesclin.
Presents some interesting matchups, and Prairie Central is going to have to control the boards a little bit because Wesclin is an excellent rebounding basketball team, and both of them have some good offensive weapons. So it looks like a great championship game to me, Frank.
If Prairie Central has a weakness to exploit, it might be that their depth is suspect because their depth hasn't had a lot of experience. They got a lift from Justin Cox off the bench today by hitting 6 consecutive free throws. When Daton Kupferschmid fouled out, Aberle fouled out, but Charlie Strasburger knows he's not very deep.
That's true, and Coach Lusk plays a couple of people off the bench, and it's going to be a great game, and we can't wait to get it started.
Well, I'll tell you, we're going to have all tournament selections in that game, too, with Davidson being the leading scorer in the tournament. Paul Lusk from Wesclin is the second leading scorer, and he's ready to go now. The band that's been entertaining the Assembly Hall is from Sherrard High School, and they're ready to play for us now. They're directed by Bob. You play for the state championship.
Well, I'm not as nervous as I thought I might be. I really thought that if we would have won today as we did, that I wouldn't be thinking so much about winning tonight, but doggone it, like I said earlier, I'm greedy. We want to win tonight. Great feeling.
Tell me how you think as a coach your team has performed. What's your evaluation of the games you've played here?
I think to the maximum efficiency. I think they've done about as well as they can play. They've played as well as they can play. I'm real proud of them.
Tell me about what special ideas you have. What did you tell the team tonight before you came onto the court for this one?
Nothing special. Same old pep talk. We can win if we play well. If we play up to our capabilities, we can win. If not, we'll lose. Not much strategy.
Have you played 2 games in one day before this year?
No. You know, the only thing I can say, it's got to hurt the kids, but we're both at that disadvantage, so we won't look at that as a disadvantage because the other team's got to do the same thing.
Coach, will you go deeper into your bench because it's the second game in the same day?
Possibly. I thought about it, but then I thought, too, hey, last ball game, we don't have time to get tired, so I wouldn't bet on that either.
Tell our viewers what you think will be some of the keys in this basketball game. What can they watch you to tell how it's developing?
Well, I think, you know, we score a lot. But yet I think defensively, that's a key for us. We've done, for the most part, a good job defensively, and we don't want to neglect that at all. They do an excellent job defensively. They'll play that 1-3-1 matchup zone. They'll play a good man-to-man. I think defense is the key for both teams.
Well, congratulations and good luck tonight.
Thanks a million.
Paul Lusk from Wesclin, and now stepping in with us is the head coach at Prairie Central. This is Charlie Strasburger, and the 3rd time in 3 years he's been in this field. The 2nd time he's been in this game. Congratulations on a great win today.
Thank you very much, Mike.
Tell me about your player, that all the kids today, what the reactions were after that dramatic victory.
Well, certainly, Frank, it was a thrilling victory. I just hope that victory that the Salvation wasn't too great, realizing that we are playing for a state championship tonight.
What about your timeout with 6 seconds to go in the game earlier today? What did you tell the team? What did you set up at that time?
Frank, that's one time I guess that I did make a right decision. I did have Gary to bring the defense out to the wing. Darin was supposed to come up the middle, get the ball, and take it to the hole.
You know, you remember telling me before the tournament, and I asked you about Darin Bazzell, and you said, Frank, the difference in him this year is he's more confident. It really shows.
Yes, it did, and that boy is really a winner.
Tell me about the key to this game as far as Prairie Central is concerned.
Well, the key to this game is we've got to stop the penetration of Lusk, and we've got to keep Brede off of the boards. That is a big key. If we can get on the boards with them and contain Brede and contain Lusk to a certain extent, we'll get the victory.
Well, this is something special, and I know you know about it already, and we wish you all the best.
Thank you very much, Brink.
That's Charlie Strasburger, the head coach of the Prairie Central Hawks, and we'll come back at the Assembly Hall in just a few moments. And now this from one of our network sponsors.
We're back at well, Trenton Wesclin has to be concerned with the inside play of Kupferschmid. They have the size to negate that, I think. but they also have to contain good three-point shooting ball club. Tidwell in particular is an excellent offensive player, and then Bazzell is a great player, can do it all, as we saw with that final shot. And I think what they have to really do to win the ball game is handle Prairie Central's pressure.
Prairie Central coach Charlie Strasburger, when he was talking with Frank a moment ago, gave himself a big order. Stop Lusk penetration as much as you possibly can and beat them on the boards. That's the big assignment.
That is a big assignment. Lusk is a good penetrator, as is Brede, and Brede also goes to board strong. And you know, you take Fridley, who didn't have the best afternoon, who can play. So I think his views are correct. Those are the things they have to do if they're going to come away with a victory.
There's Paul Lusk, number 50 on your screen, as he warms up. All right, what about the fatigue factor? Much discussed. Is it a factor?
Well, I don't know. You know, the body can only do so much, but I think emotionally these kids in the championship game for Class A in the state of Illinois, they're going to play hard and they're going to play intensely.
Yeah.
And maybe you'll see the coaches make a substitution or two early just to keep the legs fresh. And when you get down the last 5-6 minutes, it's all heart and guts.
Yeah, we always talk, and that's standard. You have to ask that question in the state championship situation because of the two games. Just like you have to ask, do you like the third place game? You as a coach like it, I do too. I think the kids like it as well.
Right, and I think the people that come all the way to Champaign to see their team play in the afternoon, they like it. They can be proud of the fourth place team, as they should be, and that third place trophy just means that their team has gone home a winner in their last game.
There's Gary Tidwell as he takes his final warm-up shot, his final game after a brilliant career at Prairie Central High School and earlier at Pana, as he played as just a sophomore on a Pana team that won the state title 2 years ago. Was a star on the Prairie Central club last year, playing in his 9th game in the Class A state finals. That, yes, friends, that indeed is a record. It's with two schools, almost impossible to duplicate. Well, there you hear the warning buzzer, and your basketball fans out there, you know what that means. We're just moments away. So let's get set for the introductions of the two rosters and the starting lineups, and go across the Assembly Hall floor to Steve Adams.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, introducing the coaches and players for tonight's Class A state championship game, featuring the Hawks of Prairie Central and the Warriors of Trenton Wesclin. First, for Prairie Central High School of Fairbury, entering this game with a record of 31-0, here is the head coach in his second season at the school, Charlie Strasburger. Assistant coaches, Brad Crane, Brad Byers, and Mike Quinn. And now let's meet the players. Number 22, a 5'10 senior, Ricky Hayden. Number 23, a 5'8 sophomore, Kyle Winger. Number 24, a 6'2 sophomore, Mike Fogarty. Number 25, a 5'11 sophomore, Kevin Stoller. Number 30, a 6' sophomore, Corey Compton. Number 31, a 6'2 freshman, Chris Salrin. Number 32, a 6' sophomore, Derek Schroff. Number 41, a 6'2 junior, Steve Perkins. Number 50, a 6'2 sophomore, Brian Deck. And number 54, a 6'5 senior, Justin Cox. And now, here is the starting lineup for the Hawks of Prairie Central. At one forward, a 6'1 senior, 14, Darin Bazzell.
He has the bucket to tie it and the bucket to win it this afternoon.
At the other forward, a 6'2 senior, 33, Ken Aberle.
Scored just 9 points in 3 tournament games, fouled out today.
At center, a 6'6 senior, number 42, Daton Kupferschmid.
34 points in the tournament. He also fouled out this afternoon.
At one guard, a 6' senior, number 20, Mark Elliott.
Accomplished point guard, 26 points in the tournament.
And at the other guard, a 6'1 senior, number 12, Gary Tidwell.
Everybody's all-stater, Gary Tidwell.
Those are the Hawks of Prairie Central. And now let's meet the Warriors of Wesclin High School of Trenton, who enter this game with a record of 29-3. The head coach in his 15th season at the school, Paul Lusk. Assistant coaches, Steve Lane, Jim Thompson, and Terry Brinkman. Now, introducing the players. Number 10, a 5'10" sophomore, Jeff Brokerine. Number 12, a 5'10" sophomore, Pat Hempen. Number 22, a 6'3" junior, Chad Deiters. Number 24, a 6'3" sophomore, Clay Mackey. Number 32, a 5'8" junior, Rob Wegman. Number 34, a 6'1" junior, Don Madenwald. And number 52, a 6'8" sophomore, Doug Fell. And now the starting lineup for Wesclin High School. At a forward, 6'4", senior number 40, Brent Brede.
Brede with 55 points in the tournament, brilliant player.
At the other forward, a 6'2", senior, number 44, Matt Fridley.
Fridley scored 48 in 3 tournament games.
At center, a 6'2", senior, number 42, Matt Brandmeyer.
Blue-collar player, tough rebounder, tough defender.
At one of the guards, a 5'8" senior, number 30, Mike Brink.
One of the top point guards in Class A basketball.
And the other guard is a 6'4" senior, number 50, Paul Lusk.
Superstar, the All-Stater, Paul Lusk.
Those are the Wesclin Warriors of Trenton. And now the officials for this championship game, Harry Lipscomb of North Aurora and Dick Rokop of Aurora.
And we'll be back with a jump ball in just a moment. One of your network sponsors, John Deere. The Wesclin fans here this evening, big crowd in the Assembly Hall for this title game matchup of Central Illinois and Prairie Central out of Fairbury and Trenton Wesclin from the southwestern portion of the state, both looking for their first ever state championship. Charlie Strasburger, however, looking for his second straight title. He won it at Pana 2 years ago. Daton Kupferschmid steps in to jump for the Hawks, attired in their traveling navy blue, trimmed in Columbia blue and white, and their home white trimmed in orange and black. Trenton Wesclin, neither man controls, so Dick Rokop will flip the basketball in the air one more time. Jumping for Trenton Wesclin is Brent Brede, number 40. And the Warriors have the opening tip as Mike Brink comes across the timeline. Here is Lusk well out on the floor. Kupferschmid out on him right now. That'll probably be the matchup for a while. Kupferschmid can stay out of foul trouble. Lusk on the drive, offensive foul, big call.
Man-to-man defense by Prairie Central. They just stepped out, filled that lane, and took the charge.
Well, as Charlie Strasburger said, they must stop the penetration moves of Lusk. They forced Lusk into a charge that trip. Ball inbounded, full court trapping, zone pressure now from Trenton Wesclin. Ball deflected out of bounds, primarily by Brady, as they put the heat on Elliott of the Hawks very intently. Trapped him in the corner of the defensive zone. He got about a step in bounds, and suddenly he was inundated by white jersey defenders. All right, here is Tidwell. Tidwell across quickly for the Hawks. No score, just underway. It's ties for the state championship. Elliott tries to get on the lane. He's got out to Tidwell. Tidwell can fire up the three, of course. Has played extremely well in state tournament competition. Pulls up with a short jumper. Won't go. Gets a foul and score.
Got the lid off the basket for the Hawks.
Tidwell has scored 60 points in 3 tournament games, including the Super Sectional, and the Prairie Central draws first blood. Fridley with the move for Trenton Wesclin. Gets his own board, goes back, and misses it again, and a foul on the inside, I believe, on Kupferschmid, although it might be on Aberle. Let's see how they're going to call it. Nope, they call it on Kupferschmid.
Well, he had a tough goal this afternoon. Watch Fridley rebound his own shot. As he puts it back up, Kupferschmid catches him across the back of the arm. 2
shots for Fridley. First one was hanged on the iron. It won't go down. Well, you talk about pressure in a high school basketball season. It's at its most intense right here.
I just talked to Paul Lusk before he came out on the court, coming up the tunnel for a last word. You know what he said? My diet starts after the tournament. And the hit the floor.
2-1 Prairie Central as Fridley puts down the second one. Here is Tidwell. Tidwell trying to maneuver inside to Elliott. Elliott whirling against this Wesclin defense, a traveling violation. Looks like Wesclin's in something of a matchup type of alignment, almost a man-to-man.
Well, I think they're playing man-to-man. They also have to take the penetration away from the Prairie Central guards.
2-1 Prairie Central leading. This game obviously just underway. The Prairie Central Ball Club initially advanced with a super sectional victory over University High School of Normal, while Trenton Wesclin and Charleston down tough Flora in the super sectional to get here. Then they won the quarterfinals and the semifinals, of course. Prairie Central surviving the two-pointer this afternoon, 54-52 over Norris City Omaha infield. And there's Paul Lusk doing what he does best. He's swinging to the baseline, pulling up with about a 2-foot poke to make it 3-2 Wesclin. Wesclin on the lead by 1 as the Hawks bring it across. Well, they proved this afternoon they can come from behind, didn't they? There's Tidwell shot rimming, knocked out of bounds, they say, by Prairie Central. Aberle, I believe, touched it last.
Well, there was Brede going to that board again, so, you know, they've got to be cognizant of where he is on the floor.
Yeah, there's some great rebounders with Trenton Wesclin, no question about it. Off the regular season, Brede averages better than 12 a game, and Lusk better than 10 a game, almost 11. That's a lot of glass eating in one front line. Here's Lusk, little stagger step, didn't have good control of the shot. Tidwell tied up by Brandmeyer as they come off. And the basketball is going to go to Prairie Central on the change of possession rule. Bad matchup for Tidwell. Brandmeyer is very, very strong on the inside. He's 6'2", 190, a senior, and Tidwell, a much smaller athlete, although also a senior, dribbling behind his back. Pretty move by Tidwell. Watch Gary down the left side of that lane as he comes out front now. The afternoon hero, Bazzell to Kupferschmid.
There was a missed assignment inside there, Art, and good recognition by the Hawks guards to find Kupferschmid.
Bringing the ball across is Trenton Wesclin once again as Mike Brink. Now they work off to Brandmeyer, the light scoring center with the jumper. Brandmeyer's only scored 6 points in 3 tournament games in the state finals, averaging only 3 points a game on the year, and answering quickly is Prairie Central's Mark Elliott. Elliott carries an 11.7 scoring mark on the season. Prairie Central leads it by 1 at 6'5". Both teams starting to loosen up a little bit now, Jim.
I think so. They're getting the flow of the game.
Brede holding. Brady's a surefire all-tournament choice. His jumper and the rebound. Brandmeyer gets high again, and I think he's going to be fouled. He was. I thought for a moment they might call him for traveling, but such is not the case. A reach-in has been whistled on Mark Elliott.
Brandmeyer's only taken about 6 shots in Champaign, but he's made 2 or 3 of them.
He's a workhorse. Ball inbounded. Deiters comes in. When he goes out, they play Brandmeyer. I think the feeling there by Coach Paul Lusk is play as hard as he can and get him out and give him a breather. They tried to post Lusk up low there, Jim, and good job by Kupferschmid. He got a hand on the pass, deflected it out of bounds, but the Warriors have possession. You can see Paul Lusk making the inbounds pass out to that very, very fine, perhaps slightly underrated guard in Brink. In there is Fridley in the paint and the turnaround.
Nice pull-up shot. You also have Brandmeyer being guarded by Aberle, who's prone to foul trouble, and I think maybe Coach Lusk maybe thinks he can get him in foul trouble with Brandmeyer.
Well, they're both prone to foul trouble. That should be interesting. Here's the pull-up by Tidwell. Nothing but the bottom of the well, as they say. Tidwell with the slick pull-up, 9-8. Wesclin by a point. Down quickly. Lusk. He falls to the floor. Tidwell falls to the floor. No damage done. Kupferschmid with the board, and now Tidwell back up for the Hawks. Hawks undefeated, 31-0, ranked #1 in the state by both wire service polls all season long. They might have been out of that top ranking maybe 1 week. Here's Tidwell. It won't go, and the rebound hauled down by Matt Fridley. As Wesclin's big rebounding front line controls the defensive board. Fridley down quickly with the pull-up off the glass.
Some of the people around the program call him the heart of the team, and he can deliver.
Scoreboard now says 9-8, and I believe that's right. There was not an erroneous score up there a moment ago. I guess it was 8-7 Prairie Central. They had 9-8 on the board here. That is the correct tally at the present time. 9-8 is the correct score. Wesclin over Prairie Central by 1. Come on, fellas, you got a brand new scoreboard. Don't foul us up here in the assembly hall. That thing costs a lot of money.
It's not the board, it's the guy that pushes the button.
I suppose. Story of computers, right? Jumper out front, and getting it home is Darin Bazzell. Bullseye Bazzell pours it in to make it 10-9. What a day that kid has had. He hit an incredible shot to tie the game this afternoon at 52, then came back with time expiring and drove down the lane, got a shot to win it. Brandmeyer's short poke, no good. Brandmeyer gets his own rebound, blocked in there by Kupferschmid, retrieved here by Elliott. Elliott flies down the floor for the Hawks all the way to the hoop, won't go. Aberle tried for the rebound and collided with Brede and picked up the personal foul.
You see, Brandmeyer feels that he has the green light inside because he feels Aberle's going to play him soft and not guard him. He doesn't want to get in foul trouble.
Score is 10-8, Prairie Central on the lead. We're going to see the defensive play. Kupferschmid with the big right hand.
All block on that one.
Got the paw out there and swatted it into the cheap seats, didn't he? All Lusk with Kupferschmid on him. Lusk takes Kupferschmid to the base, pulls it up. Boy, I'll tell you, he's just about unstoppable at times, Jim.
He understands they're going to take that leaner away from him, so he's just going straight up now, knocking it down.
He's just tougher. He keeps penetrating. 11-10. Here's the hook. Oh, beautiful. Daton Kupferschmid with a beautiful hook shot.
Maybe that was one of the shots he worked on that indoor barn hoop that he had.
Yep. The barn's seen a lot of shots of many varieties. Many games of horse have been played in that facility. Of course, Prairie Central, a consolidation in its second year of the consolidation. Formerly Fairbury and a few other schools will repeat for you in a moment. Ball was deflected out of bounds. Elliott actually took the initial shot, then they lost it. Prairie Central is Fairbury, Cropsey, Chatsworth, Forest, Strawn, and Wing. All combined, and we've got a timeout. With the score 12-11, Prairie Central. Now this from one of your network sponsors, Country Company. Okay, Jim, a couple of highlights coming up here, and
here's Paul Lusk driving the baseline, taking a nice pull-up jumper, nice release, nothing but the bottom of the net, Art.
Got a step inside of Kupferschmid. Now you're going to see Kupferschmid's heroics at the other end with the hook.
Takes the ball, little jump hook, and again, nothing but the bottom of the net.
Okay, so there's your 12-11 score, and Prairie Central 55% thus far on 6 of 11. Wesclin 5 of 11, 45%. So that's our story right now in the Assembly Hall. Is bringing the ball across is Brink. Mike Brink, left side, off, long three-point bomb by Fridley.
Now these teams aren't playing or shooting like it's the second ball game of the day for both of them.
They really are. Both look pretty fresh. 14-12. Trenton Wesclin with the 2-point cushion right now. Not much of a cushion, is it? Holding is Darin Bazzell. Bazzell penetrates for Prairie Central to the hoop up and in. Darin Bazzell, you talk about a guy who refuses to lose. Bazzell certainly has been that way all day today. Ball Lusk down, number 50. Back out to Fridley. Fridley's long bomb. Another three. 2 in a row.
I say Fridley this afternoon was a little quiet, but they didn't need him, but he's got it going right now.
17-14 Trenton Wesclin. Yeah, Fridley certainly was. He had a 7-point afternoon. He had 21 of the Super, 20 in the quarterfinals, but came back this afternoon with just 7. Already tonight, he has 11 points in the ball game. In fact, he came in a few moments ago. Is Justin Cox out there. Cox is number 54. He checked in for the Prairie Central Ball Club. Long jumper, Tidwell will not go. A whistle and a pushing foul underneath. Let's see how they're going to sort this one out. I think this is going to go against Trenton Wesclin.
Yeah, it's going to be on Brent Brede, I think.
Yeah, Brede pushing underneath. I thought for a moment they might call it on Kupferschmid. He already has 1 foul. It'll be inbounded by the Hawks. They're down 3. From the corner, Bazzell. A 2-pointer just inside the arc. 17-16. Wesclin by a point. Here is Brady. Brady for pass. Lusk. Look at Lusk wheel and deal on the inside. Great battle for the rebound. The ball's going to belong to Trenton Wesclin. Jump ball situation, but Wesclin will have possession. There you see the possession arrow. Distinguished looking group of people over there. Our own Steve Adams and others on that side. A fellow named Joe Pate over there. You know him, do you, Jim?
I've met him a couple times.
Okay. Circling out in front is Mike Brink. Brink in the corner, gets the ball to Brady. Brandmeyer trying to set a screen for him. Brady goes inside with the left hand. That's Brady's first bucket. That's that penetration that Charlie Strasburger said had to be stopped.
You're right, but the pick was set on the right. The defensive man looked to the right, but of course Brady's a left-hander.
Yeah, you can see it coming. Brandmeyer set a good screen. It's 19-16. Trenton Wesclin by 3. Daton Kupferschmid. Here is Tidwell on the penetration, a whistle-stopping play, and I think they got Lusk, either Lusk or Brady.
I think it was Lusk for his second foul.
And his dad, Paul Lusk, on the bench is not overjoyed with that call at all. It is foul number 2 on Paul Lusk. There you see him. Here you see it again.
Let's watch this move. Tidwell has a nice lean move. He leans and there's body contact. That's where the foul came from.
Tidwell's pretty clever. He can force you into a lot of fouls. And Gary just threads the needle at the free throw line. About a 90% free throw shooter. This kid is money in the bank, although he missed the big one this afternoon, which is unusual.
Well, that's why he's an all-stater, though. He can come back from something like that. His team held him up, and he's going to put it on the line again tonight.
Great guard play in this game. These teams have enough guards to fund 6 programs.
Yeah, they really do it. And talented kids. Kids that can shoot it, pass it, defend it. 19-18, Wesclin by a point. Here's what you call your basic big guard. With 28 seconds to go in the quarter, Trenton Wesclin with a 1-point lead is running it down, looking for the good shot. There you see Paul Lusk sitting on the bench. There's the overhead shot here in the assembly hall. You can see the way they're trying to spread the floor, and out front chasing is Elliott primarily. Elliott, of course, big Kupferschmid well out on the floor, too. Down to 10 seconds to go in the quarter for Trenton Wesclin. Brede down the lane, inside, beautiful play.
How's that for talent?
Brent Brede got around on the inside, got past Justin Cox, and here's the long ball by Tidwell. Does not go, and that's it at the end of one hectic quarter in the battle for the state championship. After one, Trenton Wesclin 21, Prairie Central 18, and one of your network sponsors, the dairy farmers of Wisconsin and Illinois. Okay, there you see Brede on a great drive, as that again is what could be a very, very important factor in the ball game. Now there are 2. To the north, that's the Prairie Central star shining, and to the southwest, it's Trenton Wesclin star shining here on the map of the Assembly Hall. And there you see the fans from Trenton Wesclin here in great numbers, and believe me, they're here from Prairie Central as well. This place, not quite full, but let's put it this way, there aren't a lot of really good seats left. Here's a jumper by Tidwell. Tidwell gets the second period started for the Hawks by narrowing the margin to 1. You had a brief look at the field goal shooting. 21-20 Wesclin. Paul Lusk, number 50, a 6'4" strapping backliner. The feed to Brede. Look at Brede work inside of Cox, and he stepped on the baseline. Pretty good job there, Jim Mungie, by Justin Cox, a 210-pounder himself, who kind of forced Brede. He just plumb ran out of room down there.
Well, if you take away the baseline, he either charges or he goes out of bounds, and he went out of bounds.
Now, Lusk, on the other hand, would pull it up.
Well, Brady's a little behind the bankboard for that pull-up.
There's a good look at Aberle, who just came back in the ball game. Ken Aberle for Prairie Central. Up over the stripe, it's Elliott. Elliott well out on the floor as the Hawks look for the lead. They're down 21-20. Elliott dishes Kupferschmid, left hand, up no good. Right hand tip, no good. Follow, no good. Knocked out of bounds. Going to go right back to Prairie Central.
Kupferschmid's working that offensive part pretty hard right now, Art.
Kupferschmid is one of the most improved players, certainly. He had a good effort last year. He's really come on. Kicks the pass out to Tidwell for 3.
That's a set off that out-of-bounds play. He's got the option on the lob, and of course, Tidwell, the inbounds passer, just went to the 3 area, and he found him, and Tidwell buried it.
23-21. That field goal gives not only gives Prairie Central the lead, gives them a 2-point lead, just barely underway in the game's second quarter. Brink tries to penetrate for Trenton Wesclin. Back on the floor to Fridley. Fridley gets the ball to Lusk. Lusk puts it on the floor against Kupferschmid. Pulls it up and got it. He's a great player. That's his 3rd field goal. Lusk, of course, we've told you throughout the tournament repeatedly. First team All-Stater on all the All-State teams. Headed for the University of Iowa. And you can imagine where he's going to play in the Big Ten. He's going to be a big guard, obviously. Tidwell at long range. Batted to Kupferschmid underneath. He got it. Daton Kupferschmid. 6'5.5", a 180-pound senior, an 18-year-old with an average of 14.6 points per game on the year. Prairie Central by a pair. Here is Mike Brink. Shot from the side. Oh, look at the rebound by Brede. Goes high, goes down, and got it.
Terrific rebound in heavy traffic, real heavy traffic.
And a great recovery as he almost tumbled to the floor. Elliott up right side to Darin Bazzell. He's going to try the 3. It won't quite go, and the rebound comes out to Lusk. This ought to be an interesting foot race. They juggle the ball. Prairie Central fans want a traveling call. Lusk shoots it, misses it. Rebound underneath Aberle. I think Aberle decked his own teammate Elliott that time coming off the board.
They're fighting hard for that position.
Great lead pass to Kupferschmid, but they lose the basketball on the intercept.
Great hustle by Brandmeyer. Kid's really working out there.
The interception for Fridley. Here's Lusk. Lusk rolls the shot up. No good. Whistle. Foul. And I think it's on Lusk over the back. That's his third. Boy, what a big call that is. Man, oh man. That's an over-the-back violation, and Paul Lusk pacing in front of the Trenton Wesclin bench. His son is the heart and soul of this Warrior Ball Club. You know, you can talk about Brady, you can talk about Fridley and Brink and Brandmeyer. They're all vital, but Lusk is the guy that has really been the powerhouse.
He sure has. Coach is pointing to his head and telling the kid to be smart. There's Lusk on the shot. Misses, comes back over the back.
Yep. Well, he has to sit down for a while with 3 fouls, and there you see him talking with his dad on the bench. Neither one overjoyed at the present time. He'll be back in, but he'll have to play under total control. That could hurt his game a little bit because he takes it to you. Free throw by Kupferschmid, no good. Aberle lost the ball, rolls out of bounds, and we'll go back to Prairie Central.
They've got Chad Deiters in the game in place of Paul Lusk at this point.
Yeah, Deiters is a very valuable reserve. He has only a 1.7 average on the season. He scored 5 points in tournament play. By tournament play, I mean the state final, starting with the super sectional, but he's been a key man. Has logged a lot of minutes here at the Assembly Hall this weekend. Ball loose on the floor. There's the scramble. Let's see who it's going to belong to. We'll go to Trenton Wesclin.
And who is on the floor?
Deiters. Deiters has gotten the ball game. I think both of these teams are well versed in the art of obtaining a floor bird. They both, you coaches love that, don't you? You love those kids that dive for the loose ball.
You like that, and you like the kid who'll take the charge, and these teams have got those kind of kids.
Boy, that wins ball games, though. You know, it's something that we talk about a lot, but it wins games, the little things. 25 apiece. Take your pick right now with 5:16 to play in the half. They have Mike Brink with a great feed to Brandmeyer. Ball knocked away by Aberle. Down to Tidwell. Tidwell has 2 men to beat and very wisely slows it up. Now he picks up the temple and lost it.
Great play by Fridley. Yep. Established position in front and got his hands out there and poked the ball away.
How about a little rocker step, though, by Tidwell? As he changed pace, he was flying down the floor, slowed up, then accelerated.
He's got some great offensive moves.
Kupferschmid for 2 on the turnaround. Low post, turnaround, makes it 27-25 Prairie Central. Got a favorite yet, Jim?
No, not yet.
Here is Brink. Brink to Brandmeyer. Brandmeyer's jumper rolls no good. Rebound pulled down by Kupferschmid. Would it be fair to say that the outcome of this game, maybe not totally, but partially could depend on what kind of a run Prairie Central makes with Lusk on the bench?
That's correct. And whether, oh, what a pass.
Oh, great bounce pass to Brink, and he got it. Beautiful play.
Not a bad catch either.
No.
Fridley made a super pass, and Brink made a great catch and got the basket.
I don't know how he got the shot off, Frank. You're right, though. It's an incredible catch. Tied at 27. Tidwell to Darin Bazzell. Bazzell at quarterback, the Hawk football team. Gets the ball to Kupferschmid. Won't go down. That was not a real good shot by Daton. Turned around, didn't have it under great control. And the guy who seems to always end up with the basketball for Trenton Wesclin, Mike Brink, brings it down and shoots it. Rebound. Brady, heavy traffic. He can't get it in. Body's flying. Deiters underneath. He's way under the basket. And we're going to have a late violation whistle, 3-second call against Trenton Wesclin.
That action is furious and rugged under the hoop, and Charlie Strasburger is getting a timeout right now.
All right, we've got a 27-27 score at the 3:58 mark in the half. And one of your network sponsors, John Deere. We're going to see the longest bounce pass in the tournament, one of the greatest catches coming up here, Jim.
Right. Fridley makes that long, low bounce pass, and Brink, good hands, takes it strong to the hole and gets it 2 points nice and easy.
You know, that's a great replay, and when you see it from the back like we did, it's hard to believe how he threaded the ball through there. How Brink even saw it to make the catch.
When he came down the floor originally, we saw it in his eyes, though. He knew what he was doing.
Live action, Prairie Central with the basketball. Tied at 27. Low to Kupferschmid. We're in the second quarter. Back out Bazzell. Rims it. Kupferschmid tips it. Nothing there. Scraped out by Fridley. Here's Fridley. They break out to Brink for the solo. The lead back to Trenton Wesclin.
Good communication there. Brady was trailing. He said, take your time.
You got a diamond press, and it's token right now, but they have the ability to really put it on.
What they'll do, they'll trap quick on the first pass in, and then if they break it to the middle, they'll retreat. But later in the game, you bet, they'll clamp it.
There's a call, a travel on Darin Bazzell, I believe. My view is obscured by the official, but I think that's what he did call on Bazzell. And at the present time, it's safe to say Prairie Central has gained no ground, really, with Lusk out of there. Lusk on the bench, Paul Lusk, riding with 4 personal fouls, 3 personal, correct, 3 personal, not 4. The dad took him out of the ball game. whistled against the Hawks.
This is on Tidwell, a blocking foul. He couldn't quite get to the baseline and got called for blocking.
His first foul, defensively, two defensively strong ball clubs. That's only the 4th team foul on Prairie Central and only 4 on Trenton Wesclin. As far as Wesclin is concerned, 3 are on the wrong guy. 3 of the 4 on Paul Lusk. 3 minutes left to go in the half. Fridley's turnaround blocked by Kupferschmid, his second great block of the ball game. Justin Cox is back out there, so for right now for the Hawks is a big lineup, but Brede just defies. Cox goes in and hangs it home. Brent Brede with the 4th bucket.
He's just so quick with that first step and great body control.
Trenton Wesclin by 4 at 31-27. Across is Mark Elliott for Prairie Central to Gary Tidwell. Tidwell back to Elliott. Elliott well out on the floor. Justin Cox posting a little bit, well, right side of the lane, if you will, and Kupferschmid posting left side. Now they reverse it. As Tidwell goes in the paint, got the shot up, and see what they're going to call.
He has that nice leaner, but that time Brink had position, and he leaned right into him, and of course,
he got called for the foul, right?
You bet.
Going to see it again right here.
Here it comes, right here. He leans in, and you can see Brink set up, hands straight up in the air, and definitely a charge.
Yeah, Brink had good position, really hustled over there, had the spot on the floor. There you see Charlie Strasburger sitting rather uncomfortably on the Prairie Central bench at the moment. His club is down 4, 31-27, with 2:08 left to go in the first half.
And he just saw 2 quick fouls on Tidwell, who is a very important cog in his machinery.
So Tidwell and Lusk both in a little foul trouble here in the first half of this one. Lusk not in the ball game right now, and of course, playing without him, Wesclin has picked up a little ground. That's not normally what they want to do, but at least they haven't lost any ground. In fact, to build a 4-point lead. Mike Brink, number 30. He gets the ball to Fridley. Here's Fridley, number 44, well out on the floor. But these big guys from Wesclin can take it inside in a hurry. Deiters with it. Now right back to Brede. Brede being checked off by Bazzell. There's Brede all the way to the glass, up and in.
Took the baseline again. You got Madenwald in the ball game now for Deiters, Art.
Right, Madenwald is number 34, not Deiters. Deiters went out when Madenwald came back in as Coach Paul Lusk making a couple of changes. Really, that's the only change he's made. He's used Deiters and Madenwald both in relief of Paul Lusk, as it turns out. 33-27, 6-point lead to Trenton Wesclin. Tidwell. Bounce pass low to Kupferschmid. Daton to the basket. Will not go down. Tipped out front. Controlled by Mark Elliott. Hooks it up. Got it.
Heads-up play by Elliott to recover that poke-away rebound.
33-29. Prairie Central hit just a little bit of a cold spell. That basket gets them out of a little bit. Gets them back within 4. But here is Brink across for Trenton Wesclin. Mike out between the circles. Well out on the floor now. Goes to the right side, and there is Madenwald with the ball. Don Madenwald, 6'1", 160, a 17-year-old junior with a 4.2 average. He played some of this tournament. Brink to Madenwald. Back to Brink as they run it down again. This has been the story with Trenton Wesclin. Every game in the tournament, they get into the minute mark as they got the basketball. They're going to play for the good shot, but I think in almost every case they've been ahead, which puts you in kind of a commanding position.
That's right. At the end of every period that they're ahead, they'll run that last minute down and want that last shot.
As Frank would say, they got the hammer right now. They're up by 4. They got the basketball. Down to 16 seconds to go in the first half. 33-29. 4-point lead, Trenton Wesclin. And Brent Brede, who can drive from anywhere on the floor. Now he fires up the three-pointer, left hand at long range. No good with 5 seconds left. The rebound to Bazzell. Bazzell to Elliott with 2 seconds. Just barely in the offensive zone. He gets it off, and it's late and no good anyway. And that's it, the end of the half. It's a 4-point ball game at halftime. Trenton Wesclin on the lead at the intermission, 33-29 in this basketball game for the Class A state championship. And one of your network sponsors, Country Companies. This is the Country Company's halftime story on the first half of this basketball game. There you go, Jim. Prairie Central shooting 45%, 13 of 29. Wesclin, 15 buckets and 29 shots. A good solid 52%. Free throw shooting, not a factor as yet. 3-point shooting, not a major factor as yet. Rebounding almost even. How do you analyze those?
Well, turnovers, they also balance out. That's why it's a close basketball game against 2 fine basketball teams. This will be an intense, hard-fought second half.
Well, I guess so, and that has certainly been the story on the first half of the ball game. Take a look at the scoring tabulations right now. Prairie Central led by Gary Tidwell with 11 and a couple of fouls. Daton Kupferschmid has 8 points, and Darin Bazzell with 6. For Trenton Wesclin, Fridley and Brede, their 1-2 punch up front with 11 and 10 respectively. But Paul Lusk, the big story there is the 3 fouls, and he has 6 points.
Right, and one of those was the first drive that he took, an offensive foul. So that's big, but I think the young man's a caliber player, and he should be able to play with 3 fouls.
We're going to see Tidwell here with a pass to Kupferschmid, and that hook once again. That had to be one of the highlight shots of the first half. Love that replay. You don't get to see the hook very often anymore.
Oh, you don't. Little jump hook from a high school senior. That's excellent shot.
Prairie Central needs a few more of those. What will they do with Lusk? Will Lusk start the second half, in your opinion?
Oh, yeah. He'll start the second half, and he'll probably get a different defensive assignment, try to keep him from picking up that 4th foul.
There's a good look at Daton Kupferschmid. Now we're going to see Brede sailing in. Boy, he is tough, isn't he? He puts the thing on the deck and goes right to the basket. Well, at any rate, what are your network sponsors? John Deere. For Trenton Wesclin, as they watch their teammates go out on the floor, and there's a part of the big crowd from Prairie Central here this evening. And there you see the score. That's the all-important factor right now. The Hawks have possession to start the second half. They trail it by 4.
Looks like both teams have their starting lineups intact.
Indeed it does. Bazzell out there, Elliott, also Kupferschmid, Tidwell, Aberle on the floor for Prairie Central. The combination with, including Paul Lusk, back on the floor for Trenton Wesclin. Kupferschmid inside.
Now they rotated out, tried to double team the ball, and they left somebody alone, and it was Kupferschmid underneath the basket.
2-point lead now to Trenton Wesclin at 33-31. Here's Fridley, wheeling, dealing, shooting, scoring, no basket. Traveling violation. That doesn't happen much to Trenton Wesclin. These guys put the ball on the floor with a great deal of regularity and very rarely walk with it.
Well, he got caught on the baseline when he spun back. He moved them both.
This could be interesting. Brink on Tidwell. Of course, they've been that way tonight on many occasions, but 2 very, very fine guards. Tidwell gives it up out front to Elliott. Elliott's ability to play point guard allows him to do a lot of things with Tidwell. There you see Tidwell as he goes in the paint, likes not to do anything in there. Really had no shot. He's looking to Aberle, fakes to Aberle, and they got the shot up, did not go. Ball off the floor, controlled by Paul Lusk. Here's Lusk driving the ball up quickly for Trenton Wesclin. The pull-up, it won't go. Rebound, Kupferschmid. Kupferschmid clears to Tidwell. For Charlie Strasburger's Hawks, Tidwell brings it down. He's Charlie's stepson, feeds Kupferschmid. Beautiful pass, beautiful pass.
2 baskets in a row by Kupferschmid, and it's a new ball game, Art.
33-33. The Hawks come out, pick up the first 2 buckets of the third quarter. Trenton Wesclin needs to get that ball back inside a little bit. Boy, it's tough to keep him outside. Here is Lusk going right down the lane, lays it up, not under real good control. Scramble for the basketball. They're going to say it was knocked out of bounds either by Tidwell or Kupferschmid, maybe even Aberle. If we call all 5 of them, we're bound to get it right.
Bound to get one of them, but that's that slippery basketball syndrome again. That ball slid out of his hand as he took it up.
Now, Brede just kind of swatted that ball and was intercepted by Tidwell. Here's Darin Bazzell. Bazzell to Elliott. Marks, penetrate, shoot, won't go. Rebound, scramble for it, taken out of there by Paul Lusk. He works the boards in magnificent fashion. Senior veteran dishes low to Brede and got it in. That ball that was never going to drop.
That was a crier there. Went from the front of the rim and rolled over the top and in.
Just hung on the iron, seemingly. 35-33. Trenton Wesclin with 6 minutes left third quarter on the lead by a pair. And a real chess match between these 2 fine ball clubs. Kid Aberle turns in the paint, bangs it too hard off the glass, taken out, and finally off the floor. Tidwell straightens up with the pop, it won't go. Aberle skies, he goes back inside, lost it out of bounds. They're going to say off the chest, apparently a Fridley underneath. Get a little stickier inside, isn't it?
Right, I think that's the place where the game's going to be won, in the paint.
Kupferschmid, cross court. Knocked out of bounds. It's tough to throw the skip pass. There's Charlie Strasburger, and as you can see, Charlie is not the world's most comfortable fella right now. He's a man in motion anyhow, as is Paul Lusk. A lot of animation on the sideline in this one. There's a drive by Elliott. Little soft poke, got it home. Third field goal for Elliott, averages 11.7 points per game. Here's Brede. Rebound, Kupferschmid. Kupferschmid's really come to play in the second half, hasn't he?
He sure has.
You suppose Charlie talked with him at halftime?
I think he might have said a few things to him.
Tidwell. 37-35. Brede comes down. He pulls it up. Bangs on the iron. Rebound, Brede. Brede right back out to Paul Lusk. Lusk flips it up and got it. Well, that's a 1-2 punch and a half, isn't it?
It certainly is.
That doesn't even include Fridley out there, and of course Brink as well. With Brede and Lusk, you really have a handful. 37-37, Tidwell playing brilliantly. Darin Tidwell ripples the cords. 15 for Tidwell, 39-37 Prairie Central. A great, as advertised, state championship game. Fridley to Lusk. Lusk to the three-point line. Bangs off the iron. Kupferschmid with the board. Little collision. Good no call by the officials there.
No advantage gained by anyone, so he just let it go.
Terry Lipscomb from North Aurora working the game with Dick Grocott from Aurora. There is a two-pointer by today's hero, Darin Bazzell. 8 points for Bazzell. 41-37, Prairie Central by 4. Fridley in on the base. And he gets 2 of the 4 back. Fridley with a 13-point performance. Jimmy got off to a great start with that 11-point opening quarter. A couple of threes included.
Just before that basket, Coach Paul Lusk wanted that timeout, but Fridley made the move and scored, and he waved it off and said, that's fine, we're okay now.
41-39, Prairie Central by 2. Elliott to Bazzell to Kupferschmid inside. Kupferschmid's turned around, they won't all go down, and Brandmeyer pulls Aberle out of the way. No call, long shot by Brady won't go. Loose basketball in the corner. Let's see who's going to have possession. They call a foul, and this one will go against Matt Brandmeyer. That's his first.
Matt Brandmeyer is all over the floor with that hustle and work ethic.
We'll see it again.
Let's watch the scramble for the ball. Here it comes. 2 kids hard after the ball. Big collision. And of course, Prairie Central player had these hands on the basketball, and Brandmeyer gets the foul.
I don't know that you ever come up with anything new on one of these broadcasts. I think Frank will agree with me. We have discussed from time to time the physical nature of Class A basketball, but it has become almost as physical a game as Double A. Not quite, but almost. There's a shot on the move once again by Darin Bazzell. 43-39, Prairie Central back to a 4-point lead, and we got a traveling call on Paul Lusk. Lusk came down and lost the basketball, juggled it. There you see Paul coming back up the floor with 3:17 to go, and Prairie Central leading 43-39. Another nail-biter in the Assembly Hall.
You know, Art, with the physicalness, the officials set the tone for the game, and the players are supposed to adjust, and I think Class A basketball has become a very, very physical
I think you
basketball.
Class A coaches are finding bigger players in your schools.
Well, they're getting more beef on them, I'll say that.
Here's a screen on Kupferschmid. There you see Paul Lusk, the skipper of Trenton Wesclin. Pretty sure they call him Kupferschmid, don't they? Yeah. Daton Kupferschmid picks up his second personal foul. First illegal screen they've called today, or this evening in my recollection. We got a timeout with 2:59 to go in the third quarter. Prairie Central by 4, as you see. Let's go out with a look at Charlie Strasburger, one of your network sponsors, the Dairy Farmers of Wisconsin. You're going to see the physical nature of what's going on out there right now in this 4-point ball game. There you see Kupferschmid, Jim.
Well, the action in the paint, that's where games are won and lost. There was a no call in that situation at that point.
Matt Brandmeyer with a good shoulder to the chest. Our shooting story right now is 7 of 12 in this quarter for Prairie Central, 58%. Trenton Wesclin, 3 of 9, 33%. That's one reason the Hawks have the 4-point lead. There you see some of the crowd from Prairie Central, and haven't had an attendance figure on the evening session as yet. There it is. No sooner said than done. 13,158. Very, very good. 2-day total, 51,590. So that is one of the better crowds, certainly in recent years. I don't know how that ranks overall, but it is an excellent crowd. So I would guess off the top of my head the best total crowd in about 4 years for the Class A tournament. We'd have to look that up. I don't have time to do that right now, to be honest with you. Tidwell picks up the personal foul on Tidwell. It's number 3 as play resumes, and Lusk fires up the shot. Brandmeyer with the board, got it.
Well, Brent Brede made that basket happen on the play before, and he looked like he climbed the rope when he went up, got that rebound, and got fouled.
Well, here are the Hawks. Their lead has been reduced to 2 once again at 43-41. Elliott in the paint. Ball battle for Aberle, had it, lost it, swept away by Brink. Aberle back to the glass. Kent Aberle, Prairie Central shooting very well this quarter. Here is Lusk on the drive, deflected on the play. They call the offensive foul on Lusk. And Paul Lusk, his dad can't believe it. Offensive foul called on Paul Lusk. We're going to see it. Call it, coach.
Take a look. You be the judge. He drives hard, goes up. And on the coming down, the contact is where he called the foul. But I think the law of verticality might have been violated right there. The young man has a legal right to come down.
Yeah, Paul Lusk is just livid over on the Trenton Wesclin bench. That's 4 fouls on not only his son, but his superstar. And the score stands at 45-41. Prairie Central, and now Fridley comes down on Tidwell. Tidwell was just getting ready, I believe, to take a shot just inside the paint. Fridley came down on him.
Well, Tidwell has that little lean move, and when he faked and the man went up in the air, he moved a little bit under him and then forced the shot. The good NBA draw the foul.
It's only the 3rd team foul. There you see Paul Lusk, the coach from Trenton Wesclin. Free throw is in by Tidwell. And he has one more throw, so it's not a bonus situation. He was fouled in the act of shooting. Look at Gary Tidwell. He himself riding with 3 fouls, but the big story right now is the top gun for Trenton Wesclin. 4 fouls on Paul Lusk. Second throw by Tidwell. 47-41. Prairie Central with a 6-point lead, and that last foul call could be a tremendous factor in the way this ball game goes from here on out.
Especially on a player that likes to put it on the floor and go to the hole like Lusk.
Brink at 3-point range. And what it does to the confidence of the rest of the ball club, too. You live through all kinds of highs and lows in a ball game, don't you, Jim?
You certainly do. It's ups and downs all the way, and it's the people to hold their poise that come through.
Tidwell has a pull-up. Aberle straps the ball up on the base. Got it. Again, Aberle falling away from the basket in heavy traffic, banked it in. Biggest lead of the ball game. Prairie Central by 8, 49-41. Trenton Wesclin needs a bucket. They need something good to happen right now for their ball club. Fridley on the floor for the Warriors. Well out with Tidwell on him out of the Hawk man-to-man defense. Low to Brady. Brady.
Again, Brady stepped on that baseline as he got that entry pass awfully low.
5th turnover for Trenton Wesclin in the ball game. Only 3 for Prairie Central thus far, as both ball clubs are taking care of the ball pretty well. But Wesclin now with 5, and a couple have occurred on the baseline, as you point out. Tidwell to Elliott. To Kupferschmid, working on Brandmeyer. Rebound, Lusk. Oh, Lusk gets it out of there. 49 seconds for the 3rd quarter. Here's Brink ahead to Brady. Brady with the stuff.
That'll restore some of that lost confidence, Art.
49-46. Brent Brede hammers it home. 6-point lead, Prairie Central. Charlie Strasburger on his feet. He wants 1 shot. Here's Gary Tidwell. Brink moves to it. Out now to Darin Bazzell. Bazzell being hounded by Fridley. Here's number 20, Elliott. On Elliott is Brent Brede. Brady the bigger of the two, but look at the way he moves. Good solid defensive fundamentals. You play defense with your feet, right?
You sure do, and he moves his feet extremely well.
Here's Bazzell drifting in. Got the shot up and in. Bazzell off balance down the lane. Makes it 51-43. 8-point lead. 3 seconds to go in the quarter. Lusk. Outer iron does not go, and that's it after 3 quarters. Prairie Central has clawed its way to a 51-43 lead by holding Trenton Wesclin to 10 points in the period. One of your network sponsors, Country Companies. Okay, as we prepare to go to the 4th quarter, a little bit of action here. In the 3rd stanza, we're going to see that shot by Darin Bazzell. He was this afternoon's hero. Look at him off balance.
That's that little pump, main control, and knocks it down. That's a very acrobatic shot. Tough to do.
Somehow got it home. Field goal situation right now, Prairie Central. 10 of 18 in the 3rd quarter. 56%. 5 of 15 for Wesclin. There's your foul trouble as Lusk has 4 and Tidwell has 3. And Brady on the drive starting the final period for Trenton Wesclin. His foul is up and in. Basket counts, foul.
42 blue.
42 blue, okay. Kupferschmid. Daton Kupferschmid joins the foul plate people with 3. Going to see it again here, Jim.
Brady's drive. They don't cut him off. He gets his own rebound, steps in, and there's the foul. Leaned into him and give him a little hip.
Okay, Brede trying to complete the three-point play, and he does. That helps the Trenton Wesclin cause immeasurably. 51-46 gets them back within 5. Tidwell. The Bazzell. Bazzell almost lost. Almost knocked away by Fridley, and is knocked away. Now Fridley can't come up with the steal, nor can Brede, and Bazzell has it and got it.
That's just staying with it. Great tenacity and hard work by Bazzell.
14 points for Bazzell. Lusk missed the shot and really had to pull away on the rebound effort. You probably noted he really cleared himself because he's riding with 4 fouls.
He was tentative, wasn't he?
He really was. There's no choice. Here's Tidwell in the paint. He hits the leader. Gary Tidwell. Tidwell with 19 points himself. Down quickly. It's Brink on the drive. He's going to take it all the way, and a foul is going to be called. Brink was fouled and trying to penetrate down the lane. The big guys having a little bit of difficulty doing that. Our score at 55-46. 9-point lead to Prairie Central.
I've been watching an interesting battle. Elliott has been really doing a number on Brink, and he has not figured into the scoring too much at all in this particular ball game.
Brink is at the line. There's a good look at Mike Brink. Just made the first and now has the second and got a pair. And as a result, we've got a 55-48 score. 7-point lead to Prairie Central. Prairie Central has been a hot shooting team in the second half. And boy, that covers up for a lot of other ailments, although really their defense has been solid as well. With it is Elliott, number 20. Gets the ball to Bazzell. Bazzell low to Aberle. Aberle got it. Basket counts. Foul by Brandmeyer. Foul number 2 on Brandmeyer as the Hawks finding the open man very, very well.
Let's watch this again. We get a nice pump fake by Elliott. He sees Aberle inside. He takes it up strong and gets hammered over the back.
Aberle with a total of 6 points, 14 for Bazzell, 19 for Tidwell. Rebound pulled out by Paul Lusk. Lusk wants to help his club any way he can. He guns the 3. It will not go. Great rebound. Brede got it, was fouled. Big play by Brent Brede, fouled by Bazzell. Well, Brady's trying to bring him back. He knows that Lusk can't do a whole lot inside now with 4 fouls, and so I think we're seeing Paul Lusk become pretty much a perimeter player, are we not, Jim?
Right. Here's the shot by Lusk. Misses. Watch Brede go up over people and then stick it back in as he got undercut slightly and gets a chance for a 3-point play.
There's a good look at Brent Brede. He got it. Brede has had a 6-point final period. Narrows it to 57-51. Prairie Central by 6. Brede averages 20 points on the season. Has had 55 points in 3 games in the state tournament. Just underway in the final period. Prairie Central's Tidwell with the ball. Tidwell looks to Kupferschmid. Kupferschmid whirls. Shot rolls no good. Rebound. All down by Fridley for Trenton Wesclin. That Fridley gets it off the iron. Over to Brink. Brink down quickly. Looks at the Prairie Central defense, which is still a man-to-man. Fridley at long range of 3. Dipped in and out. Would not quite go down, and the rebound is controlled by Kupferschmid.
Wesclin got by with one on their defensive end. There was a big mismatch with Brink on Kupferschmid, but Kupferschmid missed the shot inside.
Kupferschmid with the hook again.
He didn't miss that one.
Well, 14 points for Kupferschmid. 59-51. 8 points. Prairie Central lead. Class A state championship at the line. Here's Brent Brede. Brede for the Warriors in the paint. Well, Brent Brede is coming back strong. He narrows it to 6. Brede with an 8-point final period thus far. 12-point second half. 22 for the game.
Wesclin needs a defensive stop and 2 possessions with the 3-pointer, and you're back in the game.
Kupferschmid.
Kupferschmid again.
So far, Prairie Central in the second half has taken the ball inside very effectively, and Brent Brede comes back and counters once again. Spectacular game by Brede. He right now is really picking up the slack. He has 24 points, and you got yourself a 61-55 score with Prairie Central on the lead. There's a pick out front. Brink ran through the pick. Let's see what they're going to call. They're going to call a foul on Brink running through the screen, set by Aberle, I believe.
That was a solid pick, Art. That was a teeth rattler.
Yes, it was. We're going to see it. This is a big league pick right here.
Here comes the pick.
Boom. Tidwell goes to the line. Or not Tidwell, Aberle at the line, I should say. Missed up there a moment ago. Short. Rebound pulled down by Fridley.
Well, there's one stop, Art. Now let's see if they can convert.
61-55. The lead to the Hawks with 4:54 to play. Inside, Lusk. Paul Lusk, who's scoring, has certainly been curtailed by his foul trouble tonight, has 10 points on 5 field goals. And remember, Lusk carries an average of 29.1 points per game, but it's a 4-point battle here. 61-57. Prairie Central lead in this clash for the state championship narrowed to 4. Bazzell, stripped by Fridley, stolen by Brink. Down to Brede.
Dunk here.
Brede stuffs it again. Brent Brede with the stuff to make it 61-59. Trenton Wesclin battling back in this one. They closed what was a 9-point deficit to 2. And now the pressure swings on Prairie Central. Elliott tries to penetrate. He's in the paint. He turns. He got it. Nice inventive move by Mark Elliott, who looked for the shot that time and got it home. Break up. 4-point lead, 63-59, Prairie Central. 3:59 to play. The lob. Here is Paul Lusk, right side in the paint. Well, right now, Trenton Wesclin playing extremely well. They're down 2, 63-61.
It's a trading basket situation here. Each team needs a good stop and get another bucket lead.
Kupferschmid working low on Brandmeyer. He spins it out. Rebound Lusk. Well, there's a big miss at this point. 3:34 to go. All Lusk for Trenton Wesclin, top of the circle. 3-point range, I believe, but nope. Taken out of their control. Here is Brink. Brink's going to try his luck on the baseline and got it for 2. And Wesclin has tied the ball game with 3:18 to play. 63-63. Given up for dead not too long ago. They were down 9. They're right back in it. Tidwell had it and lost it. Brink steals. Aberle dives in. Brandmeyer. You can bet Brandmeyer will be there somewhere. He's on the floor. And the change of possession rule will give the ball to Prairie Central.
Art, with today's crowd, 13,158 here tonight, 51,590 in the 2 days, the largest attendance since 1982 for the Class A.
That's great, it really is. Timeout, Prairie Central. Let's pause for these messages. We're going to see Brink drill in the tying field goal here, Jim.
If you watch, his foot's just on the line to negate the 3, but it's a nice shot and a 2-pointer. Here it is again.
Brink delighted. So is Trenton Wesclin's fan following. It's tied at 63.
You think anybody wants their money back, Art?
I wouldn't think so, and nobody's going to leave. I'll guarantee you that. There's the crowd. Kind of a combined crowd shot. 4 for Wesclin in the timeout category. Prairie Central has just 2. So Wesclin has all of their fouls. Kupferschmid with a bank shot, a big bucket there. And every time Charlie Strasburger calls a timeout, he gets a bucket. So he's running out of timeouts. Here's Brink. Brink off to Brede. Brede with a brilliant 4th quarter. The shot no good. I think Lusk has just left the ball game. Paul Lusk just collided with the rebounder for Prairie Central, and he has fouled out. Now, what a tremendous blow that is to Trenton Wesclin. They lose their all-stater, their superstar, with 2 minutes and 50 seconds to play. He really did an amazing job, Jim, of staying in as long as he did.
Certainly, for a player that crashes the boards and puts the ball on the floor hard to the hole. Let's take a look at that foul again. Here's the drive by Brede. Pull-up jumper on the weak side rebound. There's Lusk.
Yeah, Lusk against Elliott. And Elliott shooting the free throw and makes the first one.
Right.
Well, there is a tremendous blow to the hopes of Trenton Wesclin in this one. But so many times we've seen teams make up for foul situations. Second throw is no good. Rebound controlled, and in the ball game came
Deiters
very quickly. He's been the standard reserve all day today, at least, and played also in the quarterfinal round. Brink with his ball club down 3. Off to Brede. Brede. Got it. Brent Brady's good enough to get you right back in it. 66-65. 1-point lead to Prairie Central. So Trenton Wesclin, despite losing Lusk, very much alive.
Brent Brade's an exceptional talent. If Fridley gets something going, they still have a chance to win this ball game.
Got a 14-point final quarter, 28-point ball game for Brady. Here's Kupferschmid from Tidwell. Can't get it. Foul, Aberle.
Paul Lusk on the bench cheering on his teammates. He's got his staying in the game, very much alive.
Very disappointed young man. His basketball career just starting to, from the get-go, so to speak, Frank. Going on to the University of Iowa, played brilliantly here, as he has all year. But now it's up to guys like Brent Brede, who are very, very capable. 1-1. Brede hits it. And we are deadlocked 66-66. Time 2:07. One more throw to Brede. Good look at Brent. He got it. And he has powered almost single-handedly in the fourth quarter. Trenton Wesclin into the lead. 67-66. First time the Warriors had the lead in a long, long time. Tidwell looks low to Kupferschmid. Here's Daton to the basket. Had it, lost it. Back out to Elliott. They get it out of traffic. Off to Darin Bazzell. Bazzell with 1:47 showing. Turns, shoots, won't go. Rebound, Aberle. Aberle lost the basketball, deflected out of bounds. Prairie Central's going to have it. Bodies go flying.
Coach Strasburger has got to get off the bench to cool himself down. There was a lot of fast and furious action under that hoop.
There's Paul Lusk. He's shaking his head. There's Charlie Strasburger. Charlie standing up, yelling words of instruction to his ball club. Here is Bazzell from the right corner. 4-2. Darin Bazzell. He's been knocking them down all day. Bazzell 8 of 10. Shot misfired. Rebound, Aberle. Tremendous defensive rebound by Kent Aberle at a critical time of the ball game. Prairie Central leads it by 1, 68-67. 1:20 to go. Tidwell on the penetration. Whistle stopping play. Foul is going to be on Brede with 1 minute and 18 seconds left to go. Brent Brede picks up his second personal foul. Well, the foul column has been a big factor, but as we look at Darin Tidwell, amazingly, Jim, hasn't seemingly affected play a great deal. I'm sure both teams have done things a little bit differently. Well, enough of that. We got a timeout on the floor taken by Trenton Wesclin, and one of your network sponsors is John Deere. Well, we're down to the final minute and 18 seconds. As you see some of the big crowd here in the Assembly Hall tonight, a crowd of 13,158. Also, this had information that Brent Brede has played so brilliantly, has hit on 13 of 21 shots from the floor, Jim, so far in the ball game. His club trails it by a point, and Gary Tidwell is going to be at the line as play resumes.
Well, this minute 18 is going to be turnovers, free throws, and poise.
Tidwell with an 8-point second half, 11-point first half, 19-point ball game. He averages 21.5, so he's pretty close to that right now, and he got the throw. Gary Tidwell trying to do something that very few youngsters in Illinois have done. Several have, but not an overabundance. That's play on two state championship teams. And he would be one of the very few to play on two state championship teams at different schools. There's a good shot there from behind Tidwell. He nails the second. 70-67. Prairie Central by 3. Here is Brent Brede. Brady's going to get a screen in the backcourt from Brink. Brings it up, and on his number 14, Darin Bazzell. Fridley being covered by Tidwell. Back to Brink, tries the three. Outer iron, but Brede gets it back. Brede driving the baseline as he has so brilliantly all night long, and he got it.
He's just put on a phenomenal show this fourth quarter.
Brede now with 32 points, 70-69. We're under a minute. Prairie Central by 1 with 46 seconds remaining. Tidwell. Brink crowds him out front. Tidwell over to Bazzell, 1-on-1 situation, probably a good foul. Matt Fridley reached in his second personal. There you see Paul Lusk down on one knee in front of the Trenton Wesclin bench across the way. 38 seconds, all that remain. There's Fridley who committed the foul. At the line, Darin Bazzell hasn't been there all night long. And Bazzell, as a free throw shooter, a pretty good one. 75% timeout. Wesclin's going to freeze him. With 38 seconds left, trailing by 1, Trenton Wesclin calls the timeout. Let's pause for these messages. Get that pull the club within 1. There you see Brink on the perimeter with the shot.
Brady's going to get that offensive rebound out on the wing. Wheel, go to the baseline, stop, come back, kiss it off the glass, and makes it a 1-point basketball game, Art, with 38 seconds to go.
That was his 32nd point, and then subsequently, Fridley, just prior to the timeout, fouled Darin Bazzell. There's Bazzell at the line for the first time tonight. He hit the tying bucket this afternoon, also the winning bucket. Timeout situation, both have just two remaining. 38 seconds showing. Scoreboard clock. Darin Bazzell, good look at it. Ice water in the veins of Darin Bazzell in that particular situation. 71-69, Prairie Central. Rebound, all down by Brede. Chance to tie, even take the lead with the three. Wesclin brings it across. Here's Fridley. The Brink. 71-69 our score. There you see the clock. Fridley left side. They'll look for Brede. Brady's had the hot hand. Here's Fridley. Fridley whirls. He goes to the hoop and got it. He got it. We're tied. 71-71. 12 seconds left to play in the basketball game. Deadlocked at 71 apiece. Here's Gary Tidwell across. They'll play it for the final shot, of course. Tidwell whirls, the ball knocked away. Picked up with 1 second left. Fridley from behind the timeline over the backboard. We're in overtime in the Assembly Hall.
Big defensive play in the lane, Art. Big defensive play in the lane.
Indeed it was. We're at the end of regulation time, deadlocked at 71 in the battle for the Class A state championship. One of your network sponsors, Country Companies. Okay, Jim, we're going to see the tying basket here as Wesclin
Matt Fridley driving down the middle. Nice pump fake, works himself inside, banks the basket in.
Kind of lean past Kupferschmid there and got the ball off the glass. Well, extra session for the state title. OT.
3 extra minutes, and it's got to be a delight to everybody here.
Well, it's been a great battle thus far. Paul Lusk is not around. There's your regulation. Both teams shooting pretty well. Prairie Central 53 and 49 for Wesclin. Both have 31 buckets. There's your timeout situation now in the overtime. Tidwell. Blocked. Great blanket inside. Wesclin with the basketball.
Blocked by Mr. Brede.
There's Brink. To Fridley. Fridley. Out of rim. Rebound. Yanked out of there by Prairie Central. The Royal Navy Blue and Columbia Blue of the Hawks with the basketball. 2:28 to play in the overtime. Tied at 71. Darin Bazzell. Bazzell. Slide. Base. And they're going to say he just played stepped out of bounds. I think pretty good defense. They denied the baseline to him. Was that Brandmeyer in there?
Yeah, this is Brandmeyer cutting off the baseline.
There you see Matt Brandmeyer right there. He is where the action is. I don't care what his scoring average is. 71 apiece. 2:14 left to go in the overtime period. Mike Brink. Brink gets a pick from Deiters. Trenton Lusk. Yeah, Frank.
Bazzell and Brede, man to man. It is some action away from the ball.
Yeah, they're competitors in addition to being scorers, aren't they? And there you see it right there. As Frank mentioned, now on the switch, Tidwell has Brede. Brede goes all the way to the base. Tidwell blocked the shot on it. We got a foul or a traveling violation, I believe, was called.
I think he bounced the basketball on the baseline while he was making that whirl move.
That's the one spot I get picked off by the official down there on that right baseline. And as a result, the basketball belongs to Prairie Central, 71-71. No one scored in the overtime as yet. Here's Kupferschmid. Kupferschmid got it. Low in the paint, Kupferschmid makes it 73-71. The Hawks, 31-0 against Trenton Wesclin, 29-3. Prairie Central leads it by a field goal, and there is Brent Brede. Brede to Fridley. Fridley a long range swish. There's your three-pointer, and Wesclin leads it. Matt Fridley's third three-pointer of the ball game, but his first since the first quarter. Kupferschmid low. Looks at the basket, going to his left. He's going to try it again. Can't get it. Rebound, loose. Going to belong to Prairie Central. That's a big call on the out of bounds. I think Brede had the ball momentarily, couldn't hold it.
He and Deiters both went for the basketball and caused the ball to slip out of bounds.
Got a minute and 2 seconds left. 74-73, Trenton Wesclin. With it, Bazzell. To Tidwell. He pours in the three-pointer. You talk about a guy under pressure, an all-stater. just like Fridley did. Tidwell straightens up and pops it. 76-74, Prairie Central, 46 seconds and counting. Right side, Fridley. Fridley's going to penetrate. He's off balance. His shot falls short. Skying for it. Ball loose on the floor. Scooped out by Elliott. Elliott hands the ball off to Tidwell. Getting up a little bit slowly is Fridley. He has a timeout. They want to wipe up the floor. We've had a little humidity problem all day. The floor has gotten slippery, and at that time it was slippery as the result of Matt Fridley just slipping on the floor.
These kids playing their hearts out or what, Art?
Oh, man, there's Charlie Strasburger. And behind the Hawk player, there is Paul Lusk. And we got a timeout taken by Prairie Central. The Hawks take the timeout period. They're up by 2. One of your network sponsors, the Dairy Farmers of Wisconsin and Illinois. Okay, we're going to see the shot, Jim Mungie, from Gary Tidwell that gave the lead to Prairie Central.
Now that came off a set out of bounds play where Tidwell can go either way. They screen down, reverse the ball, and he takes the shot.
Here's the earlier three-pointer by Fridley. Nothing but the bottom of the net, so the three-point rule rears its head mightily in the state championship battle.
This is going to be a hard-fought 28 seconds from the standpoint of Wesclin's defense.
Fans from all around the state involved in this one, as you see him a moment ago. Okay, there's your timeout situation. Prairie Central brings it down quickly. 25 seconds left. Here's Elliott, lost the ball in the drive. Brede down. Gets the ball to Brink. Brink for the layup. Scores. We're tied. Mike Brink. 14 seconds, 76-76. Prairie Central Hawks on the attack. We're in the first overtime, tied at 76. There's Bazzell. We have a foul is going to be called, and it's going to go against Fridley with half a second left. 0.5 on the scoreboard. Half a second left. Fridley is called for the foul. His third. And now Prairie Central pulled everybody off the line with the exception of the guy, Darin Bazzell. And you know you're going to have a timeout right here. Bazzell will be at the line. The timeout taken by Trenton Wesclin to try to ice him. Half a second on the scoreboard clock, Jim. What a tremendous battle. The score is 76-76. And Frank, you get your head in here too. We're going to see the tying shot.
But Bazzell, with about this much time to go in the semifinal, made it 54-52, a winner over the Cardinals of NCOE.
Okay, here's Brink on the drive off a nice assist from Brede. That tied it at 76. Then, of course, the subsequent situation down the floor. There's the other angle. And there was definitely contact up the floor. All right, let's take a look at this.
Bazzell starts his penetration, swings. He just gets held and hooked.
Yeah, he hooked him. Had the hand on his hip. So, we're going to see it again.
Look at his left arm right here.
Yeah, no question about it. I'll tell you, our crew's got this baby analyzed, don't they? They got every angle possible. There's no question about the foul, and really no dispute for Paul Lusk over on the Trenton Wesclin bench.
Now it's a matter, are they going to be 1-1? He did attempt to put the ball up in the air as he went down, or is it 2? It's a 1-1.
All right, half a second, all that remains. Bazzell possibly can win it right here. Rebound, time is out. We go to a second overtime. Knotted at 76. Well, there was the opportunity.
New life for Trenton Wesclin and a big disappointment for Bazzell, but he got him in this game with that bucket this afternoon. He doesn't have anything to feel bad about. He's an excellent basketball player.
He got a little short on the free throw, and he's an excellent free throw shooter. But now, Frank, we roll 3 more minutes.
Well, it seems as if the last time we had a championship game along this network, it went 3 overtimes, and that was an double A. I wonder if we can hear in the huddle.
Hey, Doc! Why did we allow him to shoot the 3 on the bottles, Tidwell? You know, Fish?
You heard Paul Lusk question why they let the
Wesclin scored, just for the record, 5 points in the overtime. That's all academic at 76-76. As the fans are really into this one. 1990 Class A state title on the line. This game has been rather typical of the whole season.
It's a 3-minute basketball game from this point on, Art.
Again. Brede jumping against Kupferschmid.
Some of these players have played 67 minutes today.
That's right. Fatigue has got to be a factor. Opening tip. Fridley on the drive for Trenton. Wesclin missed it. Brede tries to board. Going to belong to Trenton Wesclin. Knocked out of bounds by the Hawks. Fridley will pull the trigger on the out-of-bounds play. That's Fridley. To Brink. How well Brink has played with the pressure on. Remember, Paul Lusk has long since fouled out of this one. Bounce pass low to Brent Brede turns, hangs on the rim, and Kupferschmid with a big, big rebound for the Hawks. 76 all. We're in overtime number 2. Tidwell. Guarded by Brink. Inside to Kupferschmid. Put it on the floor. Lost the basketball. And we got a traveling call. It was stolen by Brede. Brede went to the floor. That's an automatic call.
He called the travel when he rolled over. Yep. If he'd have maintained the position he was in, he'd been all right, but he rolled over with the basketball.
Might have been a jump ball situation. The possession arrow right now belongs to the Hawks. That, and of course, in a nail biter like this, that's a factor. The Hawks have the ball. Inbounds, 2:23 left in the second OT. We were tied 71 at the end of regulation. 76 at the end of one overtime. Inbound and knocked away. Wesclin with the steal. Brede down quickly. 4-2.
Tremendous effort by Brede.
78-76. Trenton Wesclin. The Hawks of Prairie Central. Elliott. Both teams have to be dog-tired, as Frank pointed out. I don't care what kind of condition you're in. This kind of pressure is fatiguing as well, mentally as well as physically. Tidwell goes to the baseline, leans in, pulls it up. It won't go. Rebound. Deiters with a big board for Trenton Wesclin. Deiters gets it off now to Mike Brink, and Brink clears it to Brede. 78-76. Trenton Wesclin with a 2-point lead. Here is Brink well out on the floor. Mike was looking at that defense. They have got the hammer right now with the 2-point cushion at 78-76.
They're going to force the Hawks to come out and really crowd them outside.
Brink maintains the dribble. Elliott is the defender on in number 20. And, of course, Bazzell is number 14 out on Brede. And that still continues to be a red-hot duel. We're down to 1 minute and 17 seconds. Brink running time off the clock. His ball club up 2. Matt Fridley with the basketball.
Very tough to keep the ball this long against this kind of pressured defense.
All right, Brink has it. Here is Brink on the dribble. He circles around. He's been controlling the ball himself for a goodly portion of the contest. Not the contest, but I should say this last trip down the floor since they took the lead. It's Fridley. Fridley being crowded out near the 10-second line. Almost foul. He gets the pass out. That wasn't Fridley. That was Brede. He got the pass cross court to Fridley. And here is Brink. We're down to 37 seconds to go in the ball game. 78-76, and Trenton Wesclin has just run time off the clock brilliantly. Sooner or later they have to foul. They finally do. Elliott called for the reach-in.
Fridley is not as good a foul shooter on the season as Brede or Brink. Brede and Brink are both 85-plus foul shooters, and that's a factor too.
Yeah, Fridley is a 65% free throw shooter. 27.9 seconds to go. Trenton Wesclin 78, Prairie Central 76. There you see both benches.
I'll tell you what, fellas, the run of delay is just as tiring as the people trying to come out on the delay and get the ball from you.
Well, there's a mighty big free throw by Fridley because it makes it a 3-point lead. A timeout is going to be taken by Prairie Central. He makes one more free throw. Then the task for Prairie Central is really difficult because they need 2 possessions.
2 possessions are fouled on a 3.
Analyze the delay with Brink, primarily a dribbling routine.
Right, and if you watched away from the basketball, there was a tremendous battle with Elliott not letting Brede get anywhere out on the court to handle the ball. It was a tremendous defensive struggle going on between those two players, and finally Brede was able to come out and help relieve some pressure.
Of course, the Hawks were gambling on the clean steal by Elliott when he committed the foul. They didn't want a foul, but on the other hand, they had to stop it.
If we're up by 3, they forget about it. Look for the 3-point damn shot, boys. Yeah. Hey, if they score, I don't want a timeout. Get it up. Be strong. Be strong. Come on, guys.
All Lusk in the Trenton, Wesclin.
I got a timeout. I got a timeout. Come on, guys. Let's do it.
Hey, Coach Lusk does not want an 8-point shot attempt by the Hawks.
Yeah, I think he
emphasize that.
made that abundantly clear. Charlie Strasburger talking to one of his assistants. 27.9 seconds left. One more shot coming to 65% free throw shooter Matt Fridley, who tonight has had 3 attempts and made 2 of them.
If Fridley makes the free throw, Wesclin can foul.
Yeah, sure. Sure. And right now they're up 3. This will put them up 4 if he makes it. He doesn't. Kupferschmid with the board. All right, a lot of time, really. 24 seconds to go. 3-point Wesclin lead. Tidwell tumbles to the floor and is fouled by Deiters.
Well, that takes away a 3-point attempt. However, it stops the clock.
Stops the clock with 19.3 seconds. If Tidwell makes them both, and Wesclin makes any kind of an error, of course, the Hawks have an opportunity. Gary Tidwell at the line, 1 and 1. Got it. Okay, so now you have 19.3 seconds, 79-77. Wesclin by 2. Wesclin has another timeout. And as you probably heard in the huddle, Paul Lusk said he would take it. He has taken it. Yep.
19 seconds is an eternity with the game this close and what's on the line. So we're going to see some more strategy and some good plays yet in just a very short period of time.
If you just turned on the television set, you've been out or something. We're in the second overtime. The first one ended at 76 apiece. Regulation ended at 71 each. And now it's 79-77. Trenton Wesclin. There you see some fans who look about as tired as the players watching this one.
If you just tuned in to Paul Lusk, the All-Stater for Wesclin, fouled out in the 4th quarter with 2:50 to play. At the time, Prairie Central led in the game 66-63.
When we resume play, back at the line, will go Gary Tidwell. Each team, as you can see, has 2 timeouts remaining. Tidwell back at the line. He makes the second one. They're still down. I don't suppose you would even think about trying to miss it, rebound, and score, would you, at this
point? No, I
Jim?
don't think so. There's too much time. I think what they do is put extreme pressure, and if they don't get a steal, they might even try to commit a foul because 19 seconds, you can't let them burn any clock.
Well, that's for sure. And, of course, that kind of desperation, missing the free throw, trying for the shot off the board, is really desperation time. Tidwell. Okay, Gary nets up there. You got a 1-point ball game. Wesclin by 1. Inbound. Here is Brink. Here is the foul. Diving for the basketball. It's a 1-and-1. Great try by Mark Elliott. Picks up his 3rd foul. He dove for the basketball. And I think really he's trying to foul the kid. He had very little chance of punching the ball away.
Right, you make a legitimate attempt to get the basketball. We know they do it deliberately, but it's the intent, I think. And he made a great effort to try to get his hands on the ball. And Brink is a good free thrower at the line.
86% free throw shooter on the season is Mike Brink. Well, that may be one they'll remember a long time at Trenton Wesclin. It wasn't a swisher, but it's now a 2-point lead, 80-78. Second one. Okay, Brink made 2 big free throws. 81-78, 3-point lead. Trenton Wesclin. 12 seconds left to go in the ball game. Tidwell tries the 3. Aberle grabs the rebound in the corner. He's going to try the 3. Down to only 3 seconds and a foul on Elliott. Stops the play with 1.6 seconds remaining. It looks very much like Trenton Wesclin has dodged the foul trouble with All-Stater Paul Lusk and incredibly pulled this thing out. However, if this free throw is missed, we're going to have a timeout taken by Wesclin. Wesclin with 1.6 seconds is going to take the timeout.
Well, you miss a free throw and a long baseball throw can tie the game, and that's not an impossibility, Art.
Had me hesitating for a moment. Nobody from Prairie Central going down in the basket. Well, of course, it's a 1-and-1 situation. If he would miss it, there's still a prayer of getting the three-pointer home and tying it and forcing another overtime. We're in the second OT. 1.6 seconds remaining. 81-78. One free throw would seal it.
You bet, but it's a shame either one of these teams has to lose. They've just played a tremendous ball game, and it's been great entertainment for a championship basketball game.
Dairy farmers of Wisconsin and Illinois, John Deere and the country companies hope you've enjoyed this great tournament and hope you'll join us next week for the Class AA.
Yeah, we'll do this all again with the big guys next week here at the Assembly Hall. And love to have you aboard. Certainly among the greatest shows in sports, the Illinois high school basketball tournaments. And I don't think too many people have been bored the least little bit here this evening. Good third place game and a slam bang battle for the title in 2 overtimes. Okay, at the line is Brent Brede. Brede has just sealed it for Trenton Wesclin. He makes the first throw. 82-78.
And we're going to get another timeout. I think Coach Lusk just wants to make sure everybody just stands still. There's a great gesture by Charlie Strasburger. He came down and shook Coach Paul Lusk's hand after the ball game. He knows there's going to be bedlam on that side of the court.
Well, a very disappointing loss for a great Prairie Central ball club, a great group of kids, a great victory, of course, for Trenton Wesclin and their youngsters. That's what it's all about. It happens every March. That's why we call it March Madness. You have so many games that you hate to see anybody come out a loser, and really, you know, it's been said over and over, there are no losers. It's just a matter. Somebody scored more points that given night.
Not in this situation. A team that's been ranked #1 has run through 30 games without tasting any defeat and given it their best shot, and it took 2 overtimes to get them, Art.
You talk about a guy who buttoned up the old bootstraps, Brent Brede. They lose Lusk on fouls. All Brede has done tonight is score 35 points in a spectacular performance. Trenton Wesclin will win its first ever IHSA basketball championship over a great Prairie Central club, and Prairie Central will suffer its first loss of the season. Brede can make it 36 points right here.
Look at the emotion on these kids, Art. Brink and Fridley, they've got tears in their eyes, but they got smiles on their faces, and they can't believe the whole thing.
Well, it's what they worked so hard for, both clubs. Brede at the line. Point number 36 for this young man. Ball is thrown the length of the floor. It's all over. Well, will be. Now it is. In double overtime, Trenton Wesclin from deep in southwestern Illinois reigns the state Class A basketball champion, 83-78, led by Brady's 36-point performance. They got the job done in double overtime here at the Assembly Hall.
Great basketball game. Probably the best championship game in Class A I've seen in 10 years.
Well, I don't think too many people will argue with you because it was just that tremendous a battle. They're getting the table set up for the presentation of awards, and of course they have a new procedure this year at the halftime of the ball game, which I kind of like. You see a little bit of a Olympic-type rostrum, if you will, or stand. They set up in front of the awards table, and the youngsters and the school officials and so forth, as they receive their award, they step up on the platform and receive a little additional recognition. So Trenton Wesclin, 30-3. There's Gary Tidwell. The agony of defeat certainly on that young man's face. You know, he and his stepdad, Charlie Strasburger, have dreamed about this and talked about it, but again, Gary does have the privilege of having played on one state championship team at Pana.
And he's played in more Class A games on this floor than anybody ever.
Oh, yeah. He thinks it's the home court. He's been here before. Frank, you've been through a lot of these throat tighteners, and let me ask you this. You and I don't have a chance to talk very often, but how does this rate? We had probably the greatest game of all time, the triple overtime East St. Louis AA win over Peoria Central last year. As Jim Mungie says, this got to be one of the great ones, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely, Art. This was well played, a lot of scoring, dramatic things happened, a draining game on both sides, 2 overtime periods. The game was played with an undefeated team losing in a second overtime, almost at the gun. all the elements of great state championship history. This will always be remembered at the Assembly Hall.
You know, and it's amazing the way things come. Okay, let's get to the public address system
Ladies and
for
gentlemen,
these awards.
we direct your attention to midcourt for the presentation of the first and second place team and individual awards for the 1989-90 Boys Class A State Basketball Tournament. Presenting medallions to the squad members of the second place team will be Mr. William Mitz of Monticello High School in Monticello, who serves the IHSA as secretary of the board, and Mr. Ed Roberts of Oak Forest High School in Oak Forest, who serves the IHSA as a member of the board. At this time, please meet the Hawks of Fairbury Prairie Central High School, who finished the season in second place with a final record of 31 wins and 1 loss. First, meet the principal of Prairie Central High School, Daniel Schmidt. Head coach, Charlie Strasburger. Assistant coach, Brad Crane. Assistant coach, Brad Byers. Assistant coach, Mike Quinn. And now the players. Number 12, Gary Tidwell. Number 14, Darin Bazzell. Number 42, Daton Kupferschmid. Number 20, Mark Elliott. Number 33, Kent Aberle. Number 54, Justin Cox. Number 22, Ricky Hayden. Number 41, Steve Perkins. Number 32, Derek Schroff. Number 30, Corey Compton. Number 50, Ryan Deck. Number 24, Mike Fogarty. Number 23, Kyle Winger. Number 25, Kevin Stoller. Number 31, Chris Salren. Manager, Ryan Bechtold. Ladies and gentlemen, the Hawks of Prairie Central High School. And now presenting medallions to the squad members of the first place team will be Mr. Leroy Newton of Carterville High School in Carterville, who serves the IHSA as vice president of the board, and Dr. David Turner of Petersburg Porter High School, who serves the IHSA as a member of the board. At this time, let's meet the Warriors of Trenton Wesclin High School, who finished the season in first place with a final record of 30 wins and 3 losses. Here is the principal of Wesclin High School, Mr. Robert Wutzler. Head coach, Paul Lusk. Assistant coach, Steve Lane. Assistant coach, Terry Brinkman. Assistant coach, Jim Thompson. Manager, Chris Brinkman. Manager, Donnie Goodrich. Scorekeeper, Paul Spillman. Injured player, a member of the team, Rob Blinn. Number 10, Jeff Brokering. Number 12, Pat Hempen. Number 24, Clay Mackey. Number 52, Doug Feld. Number 32, Rob Wegman. Number 22, Chad Deiters. Number 34, Don Madenwald. Number 42, Matt Brandmeyer. Number 30, Mike Brink. Number 44, Matt Fridley. Number 40, Brent Brede. And number 50, Paul Lusk. Those are the state champions, the Warriors of Wesclin High School. And now presenting the second place trophy will be Mr. Lawrence Stevens of Winona High School in Winona, who serves the IHSA as a member of the board. Will Coach Charlie Strasburger and the captains of Prairie Central High School please step forward to receive the second place trophy. Congratulations to Prairie Central, this year's runner-up in Class A. And now presenting the first place trophy will be Mr. Fred Curtis of East High School in Belleville, who serves the IHSA as the treasurer of the board. And there's the trophy presentation to Coach Paul Lusk and Wesclin High School. Congratulations to both teams for this year's state championship game.
Well, as we try to corral Paul Lusk to talk with Jim Albrecht briefly, there's the way they finished. Wesclin, the champion, followed by Prairie Central, the third place finisher. The Cardinals from Norris City, Omaha infield, and then Aurora Christian for fourth place. In this championship game, very briefly, leading the way for Trenton Wesclin was Brent Brede with a 36-point total, 26 for Gary Tidwell. Well, that's the story from the Assembly Hall. Another great Class A championship in double overtime. Trenton Wesclin wins at 83-78. We'll see you next week with the AA tournament. Art Kimball for Frank Massoni, Jim Albrecht, and Jim Mungie wishing you a very pleasant good evening.